Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Inferno the Fox on GTA 5, trying to run away from the police with the submarine car. Now, the idea was good, to jump into the water. The execution, less good. Yes, the great James Bond-inspired submarine car has been defeated by one wooden post. That's all it took. I think it's all, yeah it is. One wooden post is all it takes to stop the brilliant getaway. Gotta love technology. Tom the Turtle up next on GTA 5 is racing around or up towards the hills with a motorbike at rather high speeds. Trying to complete a race, I think it is here. Just clips the curb and gets launched off of said bike. The bike getting flung and then parked in a tree. Now I've seen cars get wedged into trees. I've not seen a bike riderless be quite as well wedged as that one. You're not going to really be able to recover the bike from there, that much is for sure. Mr. Ninja up next on Horizon 4. Now this is at the start of a race. This is one of the races around the quarry. Now there's an option at the start. You can either go for the non-jump or the jump. This truck misses, well, kind of goes for an in-between, managing to roll through a train carriage. I don't think you can do that one if you particularly tried. I was expecting a very big crash, but that's a hell of a recovery. Although, speaking of rolling, we're up next on to a grid. Slightly unfortunately, as a player misses the time in this one. However, if you're not going to make it across the finish line in time, why not go for cross the finish line in massive amounts of style and upside down? With McLaren not in the best of shapes from that particular escapade, but it did at least cross the finish line. Golden Piggy up next on Just Cause 4. So this is doing one of the convoy escort missions. You've got to protect these three vehicles, and of course being Just Cause you grapple around and jump between vehicles and you're kind of shooting from the top of the trucks. Thing is, sometimes you don't help all that much. I mean, to be fair, the authority vehicle was going quite quickly and crashed into that vehicle anyway. However, the explosion and the shot, and I think the shot took out the tyre that launched the thing forward, flipped it, exploded, and just, yeah, goodbye to the vehicle you're supposed to be protecting. That Supra fan up next on Far Cry 5 has got a truck. However, an enemy, you just about saw at the start, is stuck in the wheels. There's a body has got wedged around the rear axle, and well, funnily enough, the game is not all that happy about such goings on. The vehicle jitters around, it's very, very difficult to drive, it bounces and flips around rather uncontrollably. It's not good. As far as drivability goes, not what we want. The player gets out to go and have a bit of an investigate, and yep, it's still the body that's quite. I mean, it seems like GTA 5 bodies get stuck, but they don't tend to normally get stuck, like, literally wrapped around the axle. Yeah. You need a boopy gun, but not many games have a boopy gun, funnily enough, in all of this. So, there we go. That's just stuck there. Now, the player gets in the vehicle to try to sort of move around, carry on, see if it goes. Their companion, I think, was in the back of the truck at some point and gets launched skyward. Because he's just seen fall from the sky, and that's that. Wolf Striker up next on Wreckfest. So this is the start of a race at Motor City. Things go badly. Now, this is not uncommon for Motor City, for things to go this badly through that opening chicane. I mean, there's barely anything left of this car. It's in tatters. The front corner is completely gone. I mean, the front right corner is completely gone. It has got a slither of health. Thing is, it gets going again. And it's not very good to drive, funnily enough, because it's completely broken. I think it's pulling very, very badly to the left. The weird thing happens, though, is going along here, while it is sort of pinging off the wall, they pull it away from the wall for the front wheel to mysteriously fall off and just everything break. And that's it. It's gone. And out. I mean, it wasn't a bad way, let's face it, but still. Turkey Prime up next on BeamNG Drive. Speaking of lost wheels, this, of course, with an automation vehicle imported into Beam, a very quick one, going for a run down the drag strip. Everything going fine until the Rear Wheel Parts Company. Somebody forgot to put the bolts on that one, didn't they? I mean, the wheel's gone flying off, the engine's come out, the drive shaft and axle and everything's all very, very broken from this vehicle. Yeah. Losing a wheel at 200 miles an hour is a bad time. That is a bad time indeed. Jim Ladd up next on Ultimate Blister. Now, a safety car has just been called, and they think they're coming up behind the vehicle that is on the train of the safety car, and it's too late when they realise that's actually a stationary car going on in all of this. A silly mistake. is surprisingly easy to do. We have all done it at some point. Yeah, they just think that that's where the trailer, the safety car is, and then it's committed and it's far too late. What actually happened to leave the car stuck there? Well, this was an AI car coming out of the pit lane, and, well, there's the safety car. The AI car's not really paid any attention to it. It just bumped into it and fell apart. LLM Kursk up next onto Rally 2. This one is a weird one. So, the Evo, by the looks of it going into this stage, has been a little bit battered. Okay, it happens, it's dirt rally, you make mistakes. So, first corner, bodywork falls off. I say this, now, I say an uncommon glitch. We've had a few of these submitted, I've seen a couple of this happen a few times on dirt rally. Never happened to me personally, but I have seen the vehicles driving around without all of the bodywork. Looks very silly, looks very weird. However, notice the game is quite unhappy at this particular moment in time. Everything is going a little bit janky. Something is clearly not very good. The camera's jittering around. Things continue for a little while. The car is difficult to drive and everything in all of this. And of course you're trying to spin the camera around to look at the glitch, because that's what you do when something very, very weird happens. The thing is, car drifts wide ever so slightly. Clips the rock in the game, just decides, nope, you're going to be upside down. Oh, well, we're also going to take away 2 of your tyres. So, yeah, now we've got no rear tyres. With a game that's glitching around a little bit, let's make the car extra difficult to drive. I mean, the vehicle would go off the road slightly and the game decides, you know what, let's put the car upside down. Or let's put the car inside out. Or let's throw it around a bit more. Continue braking it some more. 2 rear tyres. In fact, actually, I think it lost a front tyre in that previous one. So it's got 1 tyre left going on. It's stuck in another tree. There's a lot of resetting, funnily enough, with this. It just ends up in some trees and gets reset. It's just having a horrible, horrible time. The car's barely usable at this point. It's gone. It's basically dead. And every time you get bumped into something, you never really know what the game's going to decide to do at any given moment. With this, it gets spun around at some point, ends up going backwards, at which point the game decides, you know what, I've had enough of the car being on the floor. Let's instead put it somewhere. Just somewhere far away is probably where we want to go. Yep, we're going to go to the sky now. We're going to flip and twist and end up in a tree. It actually does land perfectly parked at the top of a tree as well. It was an interesting adventure for the Evo. I think it's an Evo 6. It's not much of an Evo 6 left. There are doors. And that's about it. Yeah, bad times. And finally, Sergio Turbo on Euro Truck Simulator. It's carrying a little bit too much speed, overtaking a truck. The car ahead slows down. The player can't stop, so gives it a little bit of a kick. We know what. It's a big truck. We can sort of drop kick a Volkswagen out of the way if we need to. just ping it out of the way. That's no problem at all. It works. Didn't really do much to the to the truck, it is safe to say. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via our forums. There's a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the FailRace clip submission section, and in there you can find all of the rules and how to submit them. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.